Yo, yo. Oh man, this hat is not good. This hat is not good for the lights. We might take it off. That's what she said. Man, I would love to play the intro or the outro. I'm sorry, because the outro is actually super dope. What up? 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 Hey, it's me. It's Cam from the port. I'm trying to fix the glare here. Is that's I don't like the way that looks. Hold on, y'all. But hey, while you're getting situated here, Kush and Orange Juice too. Made in the 1980s. I don't even need my headphone for this. Made in the 1980s. You make sure that you check that out, okay? Yeah, that'll work. Made in the 1980s. Audio drops on Friday. Friday mornings to be exact. Saturday mornings. The video drops exclusively to YouTube. Had to turn the hat around. I'm sorry. The glare was just bad. It was just bad. Okay. And we didn't want to do that. But I appreciate you tuning in. Cloak the Scribe, what up, sir? How are you? Make sure you check out the episode. Hey, listen, not to really mail it in, but I did a special Monday night episode. So that will be episode 58. So that will be the audio dropping, but I do have another episode in the tuck. So you will get fresh new content next Friday, Saturday. And we're going to keep it rocking as well. But it's Tuesday. You know what I do every Tuesday. Even though this actually wasn't the greatest Tuesday to be doing this, I'm going to be up late to be up early, but it is what it is. Because when new music hits and I've actually had a chance to really thoroughly listen to it, I want to share it with you guys. Support what you love instead of bashing what you hate. That was a slogan. That was a saying. That was a motto that I had way back when I was doing a little show called Banging on Lunch Tables with my guy Mike Jones, M-I-C Jones, not the Houston rapper that's just celebrating 20 years of his debut album, who is Mike Jones. Kush and Orange Juice too. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about it in a real way. First and foremost, though, I love to start off, if I can, every live, but especially this one. I want to start this one off with honesty. We're going to start it off with brutal honesty. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and my music taste and how, because of my music taste at the time, I was just dead wrong. Right? So let's do that. So I think it's only fair for me to start off this live by saying, hey, I was not the biggest Wiz Khalifa fan when he first came out. I was not. In my late 20s, yeah, it was my late 20s. In my late 20s, I was still a big fan of the, as my man J.R. Bang would say, the rapidy rap ass dudes out there. My thing was wordsmiths, wordplay, barbarians, and just people that were of high lyrical caliber. To me, and when I was younger, it was all about who was the actual best rapper, the best technically skilled rapper. And a lot of people didn't get my attention or my respect. Now you add that with me in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, trying to be one of those guys, trying to be a guy that's pushing the pen to really rap really well. Not really concerned about strong song structure per se, not really concerned about making songs for ladies or clubs or anybody. I was just trying to be the best rapper in the world every single time. That, along with just not enough resources, is probably why I'm doing this live talking about music versus being a person whose music you admire. And I'm cool with that. I, unlike many people, can't wait to keep it real about why I was not successful as an artist. because there is so much more to learn in this game than just the aspect of putting pen to paper. I have been very blessed. I have been very fortunate. I've got a chance to work in radio. I've got a chance to work in live shows for Live Nation, and I've also been a podcaster and a producer of content, audio and video. So you know, I'm not here to like complain, sulk, and be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? For lack of better wording, I have taken my passion for music, my love for the art and the craft of just music in general, and I've turned it into a couple different careers. And now, post all of that madness as a middle-aged black male trying to make it in America while 47 is in office, I'm still doing that. And now I have another angle in which I plan to be in the music industry assisting artists as well. So I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping at all. Sasha, what's happening? As well as Cloak Describe Ultimate 46565 on Twitch listening. Thank you, man. I appreciate you for checking this out. I will read that if I got some time. Okay. Um, so right, what I was saying before we started briefly highlighting my failed rap career, right? I was I was bugging. I was bugging out. Um, I did not respect what Wiz was doing, right? Again, I was a big fan of rappers who were actively trying to be the best rapper ever. I felt that's what everybody should have been doing and should have been trying to do. And I felt all rappers had to compete. You got to be the best. You got to be the best in the world, or you're garbage. You're trash. You're weak. You suck. I was one of those people at one time. One of those angry backpackers for getting mad at people for wanting to have fun with music. Why aren't you taking it seriously? And there's still a hint of that inside of me. Pause, or that's what she said. Whatever game you like to play, you know. Um, but I will say this: with all of that, with age, with time, with environment, with really understanding everybody's connection to music, I will say personally that the time that I took, my taste would change, it would expand, it would evolve, and I would learn to put rappers in their proper categories. You know what I'm saying? Hey, wait, we're gonna stop real quick to take a little praise for me, right? Shout out to my man Cluck Describe. You're still one of the illest MCs ever. Dudes ain't half as dope as you still. Hey man, listen, I appreciate that. Humbly, I accept that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. Because I respect what you do as well. So to get respect and reciprocation, I appreciate that. Um, Compartmentalizing rappers, right? So once I do that, and then once I go off of who is like just dope to me for whatever reason, that's how Project Pat does make my top 10. And that's, don't get it messed up, that don't mean Project Pat can't rap. I think Project Pat is a phenomenal rapper, especially when you're talking about flows, cadences, different styles. I mean, the subject matter may be a little narrow, but he kills it every single time. um you know um with that, it made me appreciate the variety of Q-Tip, and why he was my first GOAT, my first personal GOAT. The first album I ever purchased, he was on it. He was the reason why I bought that album. Um, there's that gives you an appreciation for Old Dirty Bastard. It gives me a greater appreciation for Missy Elliott and how diverse her pen is. Again, if we're talking women in hip hop, Missy is number one for me. And I know from a technical standpoint, yes, Nicki Minaj and even Eve probably rap actually better than her, or at least they tried better than her. But for what everything that Missy does, Missy is always number one for me. That will never change. And you know, styles make fights, right? That's the old adage in boxing. And I think music is a lot of the same way. So let's rewind. Let's go back to 2010. Let's go back to the blog era, if you will, right? Let's go back to that time where there's just an influx of just new humans rapping. All of a sudden, Def Jam ain't got the leak on everybody. Um, Interscope missed this guy or girl, and Atlantic is not up to speed yet. But yet, Two Dope Boys and Fake Short Drive and Dat Piff, because I'm sorry, I'm running out of blogs, and that's no disrespect. Ruby Hornet, what I'm saying, for Chicago, out there, and just other platforms are starting to put us on to different rappers, and that is how I originally first heard of Wiz Khalifa. However, I did not give him an honest listen until maybe Cabin Fever. And even then with Cabin Fever, I was like, man, this Taylor Gang joint is cool. It's a little, what I'm saying? It's got bounce. You can't deny this, but low-key hater shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because I didn't feel that he was rapping at what I deemed a high level, right? The thing about that is, here we are, 15 years later, and this is what we can say. I think this is what we can firmly say about a lot of the blog era rappers, but let's just stick to the main guys, so to speak, right? Like, for instance, it's obvious that Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole were competing to be the best rapper ever, right? And I think even with that, I think you can throw Big Sean and and Wale as two guys that were also actively going for that crown. They were like, yo, I want to be the best actual rapper. But then, you kind of compartmentalize, because Kendrick Lamar, with time, I think he was concerned with being the best artist and the best voice. I would also throw Wale on the art piece of that. I think maybe even Big Crit you could probably throw into that. Just trying to be a great artist, give people the Black experience, eclectically and creatively, right? And then you got Drake. Drake, hands down, trying to be the biggest superstar. Hands down, trying to be that. I would say, just off the Good Music affiliation alone, I could say you can easily say that Big Sean had got looped into that as well. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. He was the new face of independence. Him, along with Currency, and Jet Life, and that whole movement. And you know what? Also, we could throw Wiz in that. But you know what? 15 years later, listen to Kush and Orange Juice too. And then when you really take a look back to look at Kush and Orange Juice, the original Cabin Fever, then you got what? Taylor Alderice and Rolling Papers and Black Hollywood and all of his other projects. Wiz Khalifa was aiming to be the coolest and most player out of everybody. And at this point, 2025, he definitely succeeded. Like, it's not even a question. I don't think out of every rapper that is from just the 2010s, the entire blog era, I don't think you can find a rapper that is cooler than Wiz Khalifa. I don't think you can find a rapper that's more player than Wiz Khalifa. And cool and player could be however you want. Now, look, obviously he didn't invent marijuana, but there are, for every era, there is the number one smoker, right? Be Real, Snoop, Redman, Method Man kind of defined the 90s as far as smokers. Then you got, and they kind of carried the torch for 2 decades. Let's be real, especially Snoop. Snoop, you can give him the 2000s as well. There's other smokers out there, but those guys, that's like the Mount Rushmore of the first wave of just stoner rap, the first wave of it's cool to be high. There was a time where even Dr. Dre was speaking out against the dangers of smoking cess, right? But then he tried the chronic and nothing was the same. So for the 2010s, and this is wild because this is when drug culture takes over. This is put a Molly in her butt. It's that era. This is put ecstasy in her butt and like try Molly and do X and do all these things. Just do drugs. Just try really hardcore drugs. The 2010s was the first time I started seeing people casually doing cocaine in groups. In the 2000s, there was just one person that might do a bump or two, and you knew about it. But something about the 2010s, cocaine was becoming extremely casual. I didn't partake. My allergies are way too bad for all of that. But there were a lot of people in the club scene doing cocaine like it was an everyday activity. It was kind of alarming. And Wiz Khalifa is only smoking weed. And he stood out. So off the rip, that does make him cooler than a lot of other people, in my estimation, off the rip, just with that right there, right? So you take that time. He's the official flag bearer of weed smokers for the 2010s, co-signed by Snoop. Vibes matching. Music is good. Dare I say, music is even great. And while we always do a lot of big three talk, and rightfully so, we throw it to three guys. But the question I want to throw out to many people today: what if I look back at last decade? What if I look back at the 2010s and said the real big three was Drake, Future, and Wiz Khalifa? How would you feel if I said that? The actual big three of last decade, the 2010s, 2010 to 2019, the actual big three. What if I told you the actual big three of last decade, the blog era, was Drake, Future, and Wiz Khalifa? Here's one answer. And again, this has nothing to do with rap skill. This is just who really, really made the biggest, most impactful, longest standing records, who made the money, who did all this. You know what I'm saying? I love this. My cousin is on here. My guy Mafia, my cousin Mafia is on here. And I'm so happy that you tuned into this, because I think of you every time I hear Wiz Khalifa. Every time I start cracking up, but I keep listening. So I do want to I pose that question to you all because, again, I know Drake, Kendrick, Cole, right? That's always been the promotion, that's been the marketing. But what if I was telling you that I now, looking back, I look at this and I say, man, the big three, you could argue that it's Drake, Future, and Wiz Khalifa. And I'm not saying that these are the three of my favorite rappers, because they're not. But I think Drake is dope. I think Drake is nice. I still listen to Drake. I'm not on that train about like I don't listen to Drake no more. Y'all crazy. I ain't doing all that. But what if I told y'all that? You know what I'm saying? My man said they could be the big three commercially, and that's what it's about. Hey, listen, let nothing distract you from the fact that Wiz Khalifa put out 3 or 4 of the biggest records of the entire decade last year. Last decade. I'm sorry, last decade. Black and Yellow, We Them Boys, See You Again. Those are literally three of the biggest records of last decade, regardless of genre. Let's move forward, shall we? Okay. So for me, Kush and Orange Juice, I can't front. It's dope. It's super dope. Matter of fact, it's super dope. And this again is just confirming the cool and the player that Wiz Khalifa always wanted to be. Dare I say, Kush and Orange Juice is a confirmation of the cool and the player vibes, and it's the evolution of all the seeds Wiz planted 15 years ago. All puns intended. This is his victory lap on, hey, my brand worked. I didn't have to change. And this, like, now you get it. And what's so interesting about this album, track for track, song for song, right? Is that he just chilling, smoking, but now he'll play with his kids, or he'll take his kids out to the park, or he's got this new business venture, or now he works out. Like, that's it. But like, his life seems to like just never change. He's really rich. I love the subtlety. I love the subtle jabs that let Wiz know how much money he got versus everybody else and how much money they don't got. I do appreciate that, because I'm gonna join this get money clan here, and I'm gonna make a lot of money in the next few years. But it's just refreshing to get some music that it ain't really about nothing but just being cool, man. And I think no matter what, and I'm sure my cousin Mafi, he'll identify with this, even though it won't resonate with his ears because of the sender, like the sender of the messages. But because my cousin is super cool too, it's just that he just raps really, really well. So he doesn't understand this. But Wiz raps. Wiz is the cool kid that used to rap for the OGs just to be on some cool stuff. And Wiz is now the OG that's teaching the kids that want to be cool how well cool can age. That's how I look at this. What's up? My wife came in, and you know what? Matter of fact, cool story about my wife and I. One, we were supposed to go to Denver to see Wiz Khalifa and Larry June in Denver at Red Rocks. We ended up in Chicago, which we were going to do anyway. But more importantly than that, I had a training to go to so I could provide a better life for us. And we made the right decision, even though I'm mad we missed the show. But also, the first gift I ever got her was the 10-year anniversary vinyl of Kush and Orange Juice, because Wiz Khalifa is one of her favorite artists. So that's a little stat, a little thing that's a part of just our makeup, our bond, and what have you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on my super cool ish as well, so I get it. Yeah, hey, listen. Wiz just raps for people that either want to be cool or are just super fucking cool. Like, that's that's just what it is. And me as a person that came into to rap, again, loving Nas, Prodigy, and Cannabis, I understand why some people don't get the appeal or why they don't understand it. Because, hey, listen, if you're trying to listen to Wiz Khalifa to be lyrically impressed and like lyrically overwhelmed, this is the wrong project for that. Now, I say that, but there's not bad rapping on this project. There's actually very good rapping on this project. And I think lyrically, every year, Wiz will give you a flash of greatness, but this is just stuntastic cool behavior from start for over an hour. What? How many? Wait, it's 25 tracks, right? 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 30 seconds of groovy, vibey, cool stuff. And he just happened to be stunting on people because he rich. And I like that. I'm not mad at that being the angle for an album today. I mean, listen, it could be worse. I could be in my middle age listening to kids pop pills and shoot people all day. Sorry. Some of that is exhausting by track 5, but I do be adding some of the tracks because some of y'all beats be fire. But I can't digest all of that. But what I can digest is this album. So let's really get into the album as far as the track list. First, let's be clear, the Taylor Gang is on this. There is not a bad feature on here. OT Genesis is on the album. Gunna's on the album. I know street dudes. I'm sorry, but I mean, hey, look, Gunna's an artist and he's gonna make money. Sorry. Wiz Khalifa's obviously on the album. Duh. Jason Martin is on the album. Ty Dolla $ign's on the album. Juicy J is on the album. Juicy J is one of the, and we gotta start having a real conversation about Juicy J. Juicy J might be the greatest, longest tenured rapper ever. And I know y'all about to say LL Cool J. And I'm not mad at LL Cool J because LL Cool J put out a very dope album last year. But what I'm saying here is, for the age that Juicy J is and the volume that he has been putting out since 92? I don't think you can find a rapper longer tenured on this kind of run. I think everybody's had a dip, right? Where they've just totally fallen off the map. I think the only quote bad project that might be from Juicy J is Last to Walk, which is what was the last like 3-6 album. Because there's only 2 of them. And even though they were literally the foundation of the group, you need more people in 3-6 album. It just got to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Yes, perfectly said. Juicy J is timeless. Juicy J is timeless, and his flow has fit every single decade. His beats have fit every single decade. I am now, because it's 2025 now, I'm willing to call Paul and Juicy the greatest rap producers of all time, because Kanye is unfortunately hurting himself production-wise with some of these latest projects. Sorry, they're definitely number 2. They're definitely number 2 all time. We can argue about that all freaking day. But Kanye West, DJ Paul, and Juicy J, the top 2 greatest rap producers ever in the history of rap music. I will argue absolutely anybody. And the only one that's beaten them are each other. That is it. That is it. I don't care what argument you have. It is not valid. Tangent there. Let's get back to the music. Jesus Christ. All right. So, Kush and Orange Juice. So, let's just get into the joints I like. First of all, some of these joints I just like just because the beat is super hard. Like the Kush and OJ 2 intro beat is just crazy. I was like, yo, how does the album come on like this? It makes you want to do several different things. It makes you want to chill at the crib with incense on, burning, but it also makes you want to get in the car and just drive just straight on the nicest possible day. It's probably like 75 degrees or so. But then it kind of makes you want to get high and play Outrun. And you kids may not know what the game Outrun is, but that's what it made me feel like doing. I was like, yo, I kind of want to play Outrun when this is on. And yeah, the producer smoked this album. We'll get to that. But and that's just from the door, right? And now let me just get, because look, it's 25 tracks. Let me just give you some of my favorites on here. Um, I listen to music on title because the music just sounds better on title. But I got the KOJ2 intro, Crime Blood and Women, which is probably my favorite song on this album. And I don't be committing crimes, but I felt this. This resonated with me, the content that is. Hey yo, I can't front. 5-star with Gunner, fire. Top Down, Ty Dolla $ign and Jason Martin, aka Problem, for everybody that may not know who Jason Martin is. I Might Be with LaRussell, and I'm not the biggest LaRussell guy, but this is dope. And my wife appreciates this joint because of the callbacks to the original Kush and Orange Juice that are also through the project, but this is the one that she was like over. So what's happening? Jet Taylor with Terrace Martin and Currency. The Max B interlude is dope on here, and I think that's co-produced by Daz. I think that was fire. Hey, look, Got It All. Take Your Time, Get Paid. Yeah, My Influence is dope as well. I'm damn near naming the whole album. But and then the super duper high outro, which he only rapped like one verse, and then the rest of it is just him trying to thank everybody, obviously while high over the beat. But and then there's a lot of bonus tracks. I will say this: if I do have one critique, Cashed Out with Larry June, I was expecting more. I wanted something a little more fire from Wiz and Larry June. I can't front, because I think Larry June is another one of these guys. Again, if you want to just hear some cool ass raps, like just some cool raps, like just not really about nothing, but just on some like stunt hard, I get money, I'm rich, lames can't F with me. If you want to just hear that kind of rap, I think Larry June is one of the greatest at that right now. Right now, where we sit at that. I love again, all of the indie rappers. I champion Smoke Dizza. I champion Larry June. I like that Wiz is back. Well, I don't know if he's quite independent now, but he had a small independent run again. Currency, because I fronted on Michael Knight. I did not like Michael Knight. Again, that's me wanting people to be super lyrically impressive every time versus giving me some just cool stuff to vibe to. And now that I got my head on straight as far as being acceptable of just different sounds of music and what environments it can be used for, it makes me appreciate this music better. I mean, hey, listen, I couldn't throw on How We Roll by Cannabis at the kickback with the ladies is trying to kick it, bro. You like it just don't hit. It just don't hit. I went to prom playing Gangstar Moment of Truth. My girl was just in love with me. She didn't want to hear that shit. You dig? I mean, it was fire to me. And look, I was going crazy for it, but nah. I should throw on something else, But we were just driving straight there. This music is for girls. It's something to get the chicks to chill to, like just let them relax. I have a theory about women that like stoner rap, and I think that you need to have homegirls that are deeply into stoner rap, because they will kind of be the gauge of how cool you are. Like if you can't attract stoner chicks with the stoner music, then you're probably not that cool in general. You should be able to have a real conversation about it, because when the girls like stoner rap, boy, do they pay attention. Boy, do they pay attention, and they love every single word and everything on here. And this album is another one of those. Real quick, as far as just credits go, Cardo kills this album. He's producing the bulk of this project. Mike and Keys, they're back. Crazy Mike, Jason Martin, Conductor got a joint on here or two. Dominique Sanders, he's smoking that. DJ Fresh, he going crazy. Like I said, I think Daz and Juicy J co-produced and produced a couple joints on here. This album, like it bangs. It really bangs. You'll be hard pressed to find an album better produced than this. And that's wild seeing that Alchemist has put out a project with Larry June and Two Chains. There's a lot of great production out there. I don't know. I don't think anything with Metro has dropped yet where he's produced the whole project. But man, listen, this album right here, you can just let it ride. Even if you don't hear the words, that's what's so ill about it. We listened to this driving on the way up to Chicago, and we listened to it again on the way back. And man, it's definitely it definitely breaks all of my rules as far as length, pause, but it definitely is worth listening to. Um, yeah, I don't like albums usually more than 14 tracks. I don't like albums that are an hour long. Even if you went to the super duper high outro, this is 17 tracks. And even though not all of them I think are actual, no, most of them are actual songs, the beats that Wiz is picking to just talk over are just ill. Like they're ill in just that respect. You know what I mean? Um, and then everything else is kind of bonus tracks after that. Like Keep Ballin' is on here, Khalifa's Home, Don Toliver. I don't mess with Don Toliver, but the joint with him is decent. Bring Your Lungs with Smoke DZA. I always mess with Smoke DZA. Uh, he's definitely one of my favorite rappers just in general. Like he's just one of my favorite people and rappers. If I could like, there's a handful of people that I personally wouldn't mind rapping like, and Smoke Diz is at the top of that list. He's super nice too. Not on some like he ain't nice for a stoner, like he's nice in general. If you don't know how dope and how nice Smoke Diz is, please listen to him. He's a really great combination of all of it. He's super dope. And then the Hit It Once, which I thought was the original title track, or not title track, but the original lead single um for this album, but it's not. It's almost presented on here like a bonus track almost. But 23 tracks, 1 hour, 16 minutes, 39 seconds. It's heat though. My not so hot take, because it's almost May. I think it's gonna be really hard to get this album out of the paint for top 3 or maybe the best album of 2025. And I say that respectfully. I haven't heard absolutely everything, b- and and respectfully, I don't anticipate G Perico's Gangster Grill with DJ Drama beating this. I don't know. I don't have the Party Next Door and Drake over this at all. But that's Party's fault. That's not Drake's fault. Um, I don't have the chains and my man's Larry June. I don't have that over it. I'm gonna listen to the Mozzie, but again, I doubt it. I doubt it. I just doubt it. And hey, you know what? Even though I haven't talked about it, I've been meaning to review this album, the No ID, and the Saba album from the Private Collection. It's fire. It's some heat on there. But I think we played this. We played the Wiz after that, and I was like, I gotta run that. I gotta run that Wiz back for sure. So, oh, and for anybody wondering, no, the based on the true story by Will Smith, I don't have this over the Wiz Khalifa Cushion Orange Juice. So here we go. Here's the moment of truth. We about 40 minutes in. I give my mic ratings, right, or my music review ratings out of 5. Always out of 5. I was born in May, the 5th month. You dig? I like multiples of 5 as well. So that's what we're doing here. Dead ass. Wiz Khalifa Cushion Orange Juice 2. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. And I'm giving it 4 out of 5 just for the purpose of it. Yeah, I would love some more music to maybe speak to what's going on in society and in the world and being black in America and all that. Because I'm here for that. But this album is a good escape. This album is a really good escape. And not for nothing, this album is also of a top tier sequel because there are not many. Um, I'm not so I didn't like Rolling Papers 2 at all when I first heard it. It's like, nah, this ain't it. Kush and Orange Juice too, though. There's some heat on here. 4 out of 5. I damn near want to give it 4.5. Not even joking. 4.5 out of 5. Um, there's very few great sequels to great albums or great projects or projects that are considered classic by many. I got this up there. This is up there with Cuban Link 2 to me. Um, this is up there with Stillmatic because I really do think, I mean, with time, we're now 24, 25 years removed from Stillmatic. That album has aged really well. Really well. Damn, I'm trying to think. I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time trying to think, but I'm trying to think of some other albums. But hey, listen, Kush and Orange Juice 2, though, absolutely a dope album. Um, conceptually, production wise, cohesively, sonically, whatever words, whatever music snob words you want to throw out there, it fits the bill. It fits the bill. Again, you may not love the rapping on here. It may it won't be the greatest display of lyricism of 2025, but I'll be damned if this don't all make sense and it don't hit hard though. If you're looking for a great escape, something to chill to, something to smoke with your lady to, something to ride to, get high, play video games, or just just zone out, just catch a zone and zone it out. This is the album to do it to, for sure, for sure. And that's my take. Every album don't need a deep dive again. Oh, you know what? I want to say this about the album real quick because for content, for people that may be looking at for content, Just to See You Smile with Rumor. Really dope song by Wiz, dedicated to his mother and his brother, who I believe passed away. And the content on the album isn't really heavy at all, but this song, it's him doing mixtape See You Again. But dare I say, this song, Just to See You Smile, is better verse for verse than that one. So if you want that tidbit of information of what's the food on here, what can I listen to, what can I have stick with me, then it would be that joint for me. All right, y'all. That's it. That's it. I need to hurry up and get a workout in so I can get to sleep so I can get back up in the morning. But I'll listen to Kush and Orange Juice too. Again, my final rating, 4 out of 5. Well, yeah, I know how you feel, but I'm willing to do 4.5. I'm willing to do 4.5 out of 5 as well. I'm not mad at either or. But listen to it, vibe out to it. Let me know what you think. Hit the comments up. Let me know what you think. YouTube be deleting my videos. I mean, not YouTube. Facebook be deleting my videos after like a month. So this will always live on YouTube. I get the alerts and I just don't say that. I just let Zucks be Zucks because they just gonna take your content down anyway. It don't really matter. So until next time, man, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for checking out this live. Thanks for checking me out to just hear my thoughts about the music of today. It is greatly appreciated. I hope to maintain the schedule of doing every Tuesday evening, bringing you a music review. But understand my life is changing and for the better. So it might be late and I might go missing, but we will be back. Okay. So until next time, just know that always. Oh, my man, Mike J. Mike J, hold on. Before I get out here, what's up, my brother? Don't you just tuning in? What's happening? Haven't heard it yet, but I'm gonna tap in. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Cloak describes he's gonna check it out. But listen, um, I don't want to abandon this. I've built a lot of great momentum, and I'm just trying to get better at my time management, man. I have an amazing opportunity in front of me, and I don't want to blow it, you know, just real shit. So um until next time, y'all, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and just know that always and consensually, it's love.